Hey guys, this is MTG Degree, my name is Luke, and today we're going to talk about how to save money while playing Magic the Gathering. I know Magic the Gathering can be a very expensive hobby for many of us, so finding ways to save money when money's a little tight is a good idea. There are many ways to save money, and the first one I'd like to mention is don't play Magic Online. Ever. The next way to save money is pretty simple. It is do not buy packs. There's a lot of problems with packs, and the first one I'll illustrate right here. Got a pack right here. Let's open it, see what we get. Pack opening. So excite. Ooh, a Hidden Dragon Slayer. This card effectively cost me $3. It's probably not going to be played in any deck in Standard, or Modern, or any of the formats. So, opening this pack basically just cost me $3 for nothing. It does give you the feeling of like, ooh, yay, pack opening. But a pack, for the same price, I could have a temple for my blue-black control deck that I want to build, or something like that. So, this brings us on to our next point, which is buy singles. So, if you are going to spend money, then don't spend it on packs. Just buy the cards that you want. A really good reason for this is if you buy packs, then you tend to get a very wide spread of cards, very wide. And so, when you're playing a constructed format where you need 4 ofs of everything, I need 4 of this mythic, and 4 of this rare, and 4 of this other rare, you're never going to get there just opening packs. I mean, unless you buy a lot of packs, which is not what this video is about. So, just not buying packs and buying singles instead is a great way to save money if you're a real big pack opener. Just go ahead and buy the cards you need. So those are some pieces of advice that many of us have heard. The next ones I'd like to suggest are play Eternal formats. If you're a very casual player, or just, you can be casual for a while to save money, just go ahead and play Commander and play it for fun. If you're buying a bunch of demonic tutors and stuff, you're not having fun or saving money. Just play the game for fun. I have a video about cheap, fun red cards in Commander. And this will save you a lot of money, because you won't ever have to pay. You can always just sit down at the card shop and play Commander with the several people there who want to. If you're a competitive player, a good one-time investment is into Modern. So you pick a deck that you like, one that's kind of medium. I actually have a suggestion right here as well. And once you buy this deck, you'll have to update it extremely rarely. And so by doing that, then you get to still be competitive, if that's your jam, having very serious games of Magic one-on-one. And you save a lot of money over the long run, because you buy your deck once and you're not constantly chasing cards through rotation. This brings us to our next point, rotation. So in Standard, there's something known as rotation, for people who don't know. And rotation is that Standard doesn't have all cards through history legal. It only has the last few sets. And so when a set is about to rotate out of Standard to be made illegal, the cards in that set drop drastically unless they have applicability in older formats. So knowing about rotation and trading out well before rotation is a good way to save money if you're really hooked on playing Standard. This brings us to our next topic, which is trading. So if you are a person who hasn't organized all your cards and gotten them into a binder or something, go ahead and do that right now. Trading is amazing. First of all, it's a nice social activity. You do it low pressure with everyone at the shop, and you get rid of cards that you don't need, and you get cards that you do need for free. And obviously free means saving money. So you're not buying singles, you're not buying packs, you're just trading with the value that you already have into cards that you need. Here's a few tips for trading. The first one is, almost everyone has a smartphone these days. If you don't have one, someone near you does. whenever you trade with someone, go ahead and look up the cards that you are trading and the cards that they are trading against each other on the same website. So let's say Star City Games or TCG Player. And this way you can make sure that you're never getting hosed in trades. It's very hard to get hosed in a trade now that we have such advanced technology following us around everywhere and telling us what our cards are worth. The next tip for trading is trade standard into standard, and trade your standard also into modern, but don't trade modern into standard. So basically, a good idea for your trade binder is to always make even trades, or just maybe slightly in your favor if you need to get value, but make those trades and make them from standard into modern whenever you can. And basically this means that you're getting an even trade with the person that you're trading with and everyone's happy. But the cards in your binder will hold or gain value over time, and those standard cards that you traded away are going to rotate out, and almost all of them are going to lose value. So this is a great way of taking your collection and just sort of moving the value in your collection into an eternal space. So I have 2 more trading tips. The next one is, if there's ever a tournament in your town, go to the tournament for trading. A lot of people go to tournaments for trades. People are happy to trade there. They bring their trade stuff. It's stuff to do when you have downtime between rounds and whatever. And at a tournament, you're going to see great trade binders full of all the stuff you could ever need for whatever deck you're trying to build. So going to a tournament is a great resource. The next thing is to just, I guess, try to know as much about Magic as you can in terms of decks. So for example, what makes you a good trader is being able to suggest a card to somebody. So for example, someone says, I'm making this Slivers deck, it's going to be sweet. And because you know slivers are in all the colors, and a slivers deck therefore tries to produce every color of mana, then you might suggest, oh, in my trade binder, I've got Door to Nothingness, which requires all the colors and just causes someone to lose the game. So by knowing stuff that they're building, you can know what they might want from your trade binder and just make it real snappy. Alright, so the next tip is to brew your own decks. Home brews, where you're trying to look at cards that seem cool to you but aren't really seeing any play, tend to be really cheap because people aren't playing those cards. So by home brewing, you can make your own deck for really cheap and then play test it and have a lot of fun playing the deck that you came up with against other people. The last tip is a big one. So if you ever quit Magic, keep your cards. These cards consistently outperform the stock market. I mean, Magic cards are fantastic investments. So if you've already got this big collection and you're not like literally starving, just keep your cards. In several years from now, if you ever want to return to Magic, which a lot of people do, you'll be happy that you have the cards. If you never return to Magic and you're looking at that box 10 years from now, it might have, 10 times the value. So just keep your cards. Don't ever just fire sell them just because you're quitting Magic. Alright, well I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. If you did, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. This has been MTG Degree. My name is Luke. I'll see you guys next video.